People often ask me, what's the best weather to go fossil hunting? And it's whatever weather you'd like to. For example, I apologise for today. The wind noise was incredibly loud for my introduction, so I'm recording this in post. But today I'm at Ravenscar. It's a beautiful sunny day. Thankfully the snow has stopped, and we are now at Ravenscar looking out across the bay towards Robin Hood's Bay, the little tiny town in the background. You can see the snow still out on the cliffs in the background. Being quite rough by the looks of it, still some good ways coming in, hopefully it's just some good fossils. Just a few seals down in amongst the rocks, part of the famous Ravenscar seal colonies. So it's the remains of the old, not sure what it is, tracked vehicle I'm going to go for, so possibly a tractor, possibly a tank sort of thing. It's been down here a long time looking at it. The remains of tracks there, a couple of wheels, there's a drive shaft or a drive wheel up there with the cogs on it. You can see the other track up there. So been here a long time, but it's the indicator of where I'm most of the way down to the beach now. Still got a bit of time to go. I'm not excited for the walk back up already, but hopefully we find a lot of stuff and it makes it all worthwhile. My first time here, and the first thing I noticed, giant blocks of sandstone, but they're all filled with plant material. So for example, this is all bark of a tree, so fossil plant material. Kind of looks like coal now because it's all carbonized, but the next rock next to it, exactly the same thing. The other rock that I'm stood on as well has plant remains in it. So loads of that if you're looking for plants. The sandstone's also where dinosaur footprints would be found. More plant material down on this rock down here, that rock down there, so there's lots of it around, but that's not what I'm after today. I'm after the ammonites that are here, so I'm going to keep looking and see what we can find. So I said about dinosaur footprints, I think this might be one. A bit tough to tell with them though, but just based on the size of this and the fact it seems to not cut through layers, I think it might be. If it is, it's not a very well preserved one, but just kind of showing you what I'm looking for. Depending on the type of them, you might get toe prints like up here that looks like there might be some. For theropods you'd get a nice three-toed print. But huge rock, also not a very good print if it is one, so we'll not worry about that one, we'll move on. First ammonite of the day. I think it's going to have its middle gone, but we'll pick it up just to be safe. And yeah, looks like middle is gone, but otherwise looks like a DAC, smells like a DAC, it's empty like a very squished DAC. Plenty of bits and pieces. I saw a nice section of one there that someone's obviously split well, and there's another not so great one here. Might take it because it's my first one. And one of them framing itself perfectly for me, right there in the sunshine. It's split and broken, so I'm not going to pick it up, but nice to see. Just picked this bit up. It's got bone in it, but it is fish bone by the looks of it, running through all of it. So I'm going to leave that one on the rock. I will come back and potentially pick it up later if it's if I got space in my bag. This is what we're looking for. A species of ammonite you don't find down in the Whitby area, so I will keep that one because it's the first one I've got, but I'm hoping I'll find some better ones later. I was looking down, saw this nice looking ammonite edge on this nodule still in some rock, and then Hildy! So is it complete? Just missing the bottom there, but that looks pretty decent. I'm going to take that one with me. This will be one I'll prep, because Hildy's prepped really nicely because they've got much smoother edges. They don't have the big ribs that DACs have, so this will prep quite nicely with the Dremel, I hope. So that'll be one of my later preps. I'll get this one out, and another ammonite there as well, so I'll have a look at how good these ones are and chuck them in my bag. With all the snow and all the snow melt, we've got a nice little waterfall coming down. So plenty of fossils, an ammonite imprint on the shale. I've just seen more bits of ammonite. Actually what I stopped for was the phragma cone. This is part of the belemnite end chambers. Then I saw, oh no, it's just more bits of shell, lots of pieces of ammonites, trying to find some more complete ones. Well, it looks to be quite an unusual ammonite. It looks like it's got a row of spines on each side, a shell here, but it's not very big, so it's not very deep, so I'm wondering if it's just a squashed edge of one, but looks pretty cool, so I'll take that one as well. Another spiny ammonite, that one looks really nice. Sadly the other side is squished and gone, but that edge, the spines are really nicely preserved. So again, we'll wrap that one up and keep it. I'm not usually into shells. I picked up some inner molds of one earlier, but these are actually in really good shape. That could easily just come off the coast today, but that'll be 100+ million years old. So nice, keep it. So just seen a chunk of ammonite. I don't actually recognize what it is. I don't know, just a piece, shamefully. But we'll have a look at taking that home and seeing if we can prep the other side, see what else there is. So I've hustled around the corner a bit. I'd like to just get over to that bit where the glorious sunshine is, just before the tide comes back in. But I thought I'd show off what I'm assuming is a wreck. Big chunk of metal splayed out across the beach. What an unusual block, full of big belemnites, but kind of a very different colour to all the other ones I've been seeing around here. But really cool. Really cool. Again, some massive belemnites around here. This one's actually really well preserved in 3D too. So this one got the fragma cone up here at the back. The tip's missing, but the fragma cone's still 3D. That's lovely. Just split this nodule here, and you can see big shell on each side, so it's like an oyster shell. But there's also a chunk of ammonite shell here. That ammonite shell actually preserves a little bit of iridescence, so that mother of pearl that you see on modern shells, some of that sometimes preserves. It doesn't last very long, but it's beautiful to see, and unfortunately the rest of that ammonite looks like it's smashed, so I won't be taking it, but beautiful, beautiful fossil preservation. Look at that whopping piece of ammonite shell. No idea what species that's from, but giant. Yeah, lovely big Grammosaurus from Ravenscar. Sadly it's been here a while, so you can see the shell's gone and the inner chambers are there, but it looks in pretty good shape otherwise. Maybe some more on the other side. We'll have a look at that later. Just was tapping this rock, and look at this beautiful little Grammosaurus. Both sides, a little worn on that edge, but beautiful, even down to its little cat's paw suture end there. That's a beauty. So a bit of an unusual piece of plant, it looks like. I think this looks like a horsetail fern. So they come in segments, so I think this is like the first segment, and the next segment would be this end. But I don't know my plants from this time very well, but it does look like a horsetail. So I'll see if I can get anyone else to confirm that and let you know. So this is a bit of an unusual one. I'm used to seeing Dactylioceras sections, which are little squares effectively, but it would appear the Grammosaurus species around here have these lovely polished sections like this that are all wiggly when they're cut in half. That's beautiful. Just tapped another rock. Yeah, I took off the outside edge of this, but we'll ignore that, tidy that off. That's a beauty of a little ammonite there as well. Beauty. And just tapped this one as well. Took that corner off, and look, another beautiful Grammosaurus. This one has quite a few more in it, so we'll probably try and break that up later, but beauty. Not really into collecting shells myself, but it's a nice belly valve there. Sort of rib texture both directions. Very pretty. On the final little stretch, just before I climb back up, hit this one, popped open. We've got one nice ammonite here, and another little one here. So I'll take that home and try and prep that a bit later. I'm going to do a bit of a longer roundup today, mostly because I didn't film as well as I should have done. It's first time to Ravenscar, so it was very much a chance to go explore and to look for some of these ammonites that you don't find elsewhere. In particular, we're looking for a species called Grammosaurus that you don't find near the Whitby areas, and we had a pretty good luck with them. There's one here, a big one, a bit water worn, but some of the rocks that we split, there's some nice ones inside, so there's one there. Some more in this block here, there's more in here that have yet to be split, another one on there, another one up here, and of course my lovely little one in 3D on both sides. They look really beautiful in section as well. They don't have the normal chamber that you see the decks have. They're not little squares. These have got a lovely, beautiful chamber structure to them. Assuming this is a Grammosaurus, I might be mistaken on that. That might be something else altogether, which again, I don't think I've seen before, if that is. We got the usual other things, so there'll be decks. So I got a lovely pocket deck, a little tiny one pre-prepped on the beach. There's also some shells that I collected, some beautifully preserved shells. This piece of wood, which I think might be from a horsetail fern, and I've got what I think are some spiky ammonites. They might be just fancy decks, but these spikes look like they extend much further than the standard ribs. There's one there, and another one here. So they look pretty promising to me as spiky ammonites. We've got a nice Hildy as well. That should hopefully prep pretty well. And also the star, which I really wish I could have filmed, but was in a rush to try and get back for the bus, was the last thing I split as I was coming back off the beach. There's a massive Grammosaurus in this one, so that will probably come out to about that sort of size. So we're looking 3 inches maybe across, and another nice one on the edge of it as well. So this block will be getting prepped as well, but it might take a bit of time. The matrix is a bit of a bugger, I'm told. So we'll see what we can do. I've given it a bit of a wash. This one stands out, but it is a beauty. And yeah, there's clearly some more in there. So hopefully we'll get a few more with it as they get prepped. But overall, a really good trip. I'm actually very pleased with it. Excited to go back. There's a lot down on the beach at the minute, so I would encourage you, if you're willing to do the walk down, to take a visit. It's beautiful, but that hill is big, it's long, it'll take you a lot of work to get in and out, so if you are doing it, just be aware of it. Anyway, thanks for watching. As per usual, like if you like the video, let me know if there's something you think I've missed or could do better. Always willing to learn. So cheers everyone.